Our season, we wound everything down. We had our mock game today. Came through camp virtually injury free, so that was a good thing for us. As we look forward towards this season, we open up at Monroe. You guys know that this coming Thursday. It's my alma mater. It'd be great to go back home and see how things are going up there and see what's happening up in that part of the woods. And the next week we have LSU on the road. The third week we finally come home September the 15th against the defending Southland Conference champions in Central Arkansas. So we're looking forward to that one. So, as we look down towards the season, it's here upon us. We're ready. We're going to play well. Our guys will play well. We don't ask them to win or lose games. We ask them to play as hard as they possibly can for every snap. And if that happens, we'll look up at the end of the scoreboard and see how it comes out. And hopefully we'll be on the right end of that thing. It's important for us to put a product on the field for our fans and for everybody watching on TV and anywhere else that when you look, we have a recognizable brand. And that brand is going to be teams that play hard, fly around to the football on offense, defense, and special teams and have a passion for the game. I want people to look at our guys and realize how much passion they have to play this game. They have an opportunity to play this game. It's not a burden for them. They don't look at practice as a burden. They don't look at workouts as a burden. They truly enjoy it. And I think that's been probably the best part about me taking this job and coming into this place is that I've had an opportunity to develop relationships with these guys. And because of that, I've watched them work. And they truly enjoy waking up and coming in here early in the mornings for the summer workouts. Camp was a grind just like it always is every year, and they didn't bat an eye. They came in here and worked their butts off. So I'm looking forward to see how those things, does it translate into wins? Never does. You never know what translates into wins. I just know that if you don't do the things that you're supposed to do, you're not going to get them. So there's no guarantee that you will get them if you do all the things right that you're supposed to do. At the end of the day, you got to go out and play the game. So when we look at that and we look towards the season and what we have coming up for us, it's 1 week at a time. You'll hear me say that every week. I don't look ahead. I could care less about week 2, 3, 4, all the way down to week 11. It doesn't matter. Everything is geared now towards the Monroe game. That's where all our focus is. That's everything that we're doing from a practice preparation standpoint, game planning, and everything else. That's all we care about. So we'll leave on Wednesday. We'll practice Wednesday morning, and we'll head up there Wednesday afternoon, spend a night, have a great time that night, and then go out and play the game the next day. So I want to open it up for questions, see what you guys got. Again, I appreciate all y'all being here. I really do. I know that Kimler hadn't been feeding y'all. This was my I want to make sure you guys eat because if, a happy report is a full reporter. I know that. So let me open that up. Any questions?
Frank, we talked earlier a little bit, but you were talking about building relationships. When you come in, as we talked about, under maybe a little different circumstance than most new head coaches, how is that? How rewarding has it been to you that you've gotten the work ethic out of them? You haven't had a lot of, mass transfers out, anything like that.
Yeah, like I said in an opening statement, I think the work ethic's here. I just changed maybe the vision a little bit. I don't think there's when you look at a player, I don't think the players now have changed much over the years. My time coaching, I think the coaches have changed in the way we've approached the players. The methodology that we use to get guys to play is just in my mind, is to show them how much they should appreciate the opportunity that they have, and then take advantage of it because they're able to do something other people can't do. So when you look at those things and present it in that format, I think that a normal college student would look at it and say, you know what, I really do have a great opportunity here and I need to take advantage of it. We didn't have transfers. We didn't have guys coming in there saying, look, I'm quitting, I'm leaving, I don't like the way this thing's going, I'm loyal to other people and I need to. That didn't take place. They might have thought about it, I don't know. But that didn't take place. And what I've seen now is us coming together as a team. I see our guys getting a whole lot, and I don't mean to say friendlier, but trusting one another and becoming more of a family-type atmosphere. And for that, that's a good thing. That's what you like to see as a coach. You like to see guys come together because when you have that relationship in the locker room, it carries over to the field, and it's a whole lot tougher to break when you get it like that. So when guys splinter and go their own separate ways and there's some selfishness involved, then you're usually going to have issues from within, and that's when programs fall apart. They break down from within, not from outside.
It was a team that ran the football a lot last
Yeah, just call more pass plays. I mean, that's the easiest thing to do, right? Yeah, I think philosophically, Greg and I have talked a lot about putting things together and doing some stuff that we're both very comfortable with and our personnel can do. I think you got to take advantage of your personnel and do things that you want to do with those guys. So he and I philosophically have put together a lot of things and, gotten it down where our guys can execute and we can take advantage of the players that we do have. And if we need to change or go in a different direction, that's what the future's about when you go recruiting and looking for specific skill sets. We're going to throw the football. We're going to throw the ball down the field. We're going to attack vertically. We're going to attack horizontally also. But we're going to get the ball down the field, and it's going to allow us to run the football also. They did a great job running the ball here. And because you do that, you shorten the game up. You keep the defense off the field. All those things do play into it. But I think I want to throw the football. We're going to throw the football. We're going to throw it down the field. So basically just change the mindset going in. Our players know that. And we got to find some guys. Our leading receiver coming back had 12 catches last year for the whole season. Well, that's what camp has been for, is to identify guys to go make plays, putting them in situations to be successful and see who can go make a play. So that's what we've been doing. That's what we script stuff, we design plays, we do some things during the course of practice to make sure that we're taking a shot with guys to see who can actually go up and make plays. So it's been good. But they haven't made them in a game yet. So you might see some mishaps, but you'll see guys develop to be able to take us to that level from that standpoint, especially in the pass game.
This may fall into some of the stuff you talked about before, but last time I talked to you, you guys were about 4 or 5 days before starting camp. What's been the biggest takeaway from camp, that you got to see these guys every day and what they can do? What's the biggest takeaway right now?
I think the way we've grown together as a team, it's been the best thing for me to watch the relationships. Guys will go out and play. They play. I mean, that's what they do. They play college football, and they're good players. That's why they're here. But when you see people come together, when you see different backgrounds, cultures, and everything else, when those guys start coming together, and it creates a family-type atmosphere, you start seeing some special things take place. We're seeing that. I saw that grow over the summertime. Really saw it in camp. We had some tough days in camp. It's not 72 degrees in Hammond, America. So there were some hot days, and guys fought through it. We saw some growth within some of our players. We saw some guys that maybe struggled in the spring, got a little bit better in the summer, and then grew during the fall camp. So we saw some people. We saw some leadership things come out of some guys. And every day is a constant evaluation. Everything we film, we evaluate, and there's no better evaluation than watching your eyes, using your eyes and watching guys. And so we're watching those guys all the time and taking notes and writing things down. So all those things are taking place right now. So when you ask me what the biggest thing that was the way we grew together as people, not so much as players, as plays and schemes and all that stuff, but as we grew together as people, we developed a more positive family-type atmosphere that we hope will carry over.
30 years of coaching experience. Just talk about.
Wow, that's a long time, man.
How Hammond
It means I'm old.
is different from some of the other places you've coached.
For me, this is home. So going coast to coast and everything else. Jacksonville is great, but it's Florida, and I like Florida. I'm not saying anything bad about Florida. I like Florida. It's just a little different. And Arizona was really nice, and I like Arizona. It was different. And San Antonio, fantastic city, different. Nobody had to tell me what kind of po' boy to eat when I came here, or what a soft shell crab. I knew all that stuff. The people here in this town genuinely love this university, and they are 100% supportive of this university. So coming back here, and my wife and I feeling so comfortable being, again, it's coming back home for us is the way it felt. So it was an easy transition for me to come back in here. I hadn't been on campus since the last time we had the Manning camp here, and I'm not even sure what year that was. We held 2 camps here when I was at Tulane. We came up here for fall camp in August. We stayed over there in those dormitories and walked over here and practiced in Strawberry Stadium and on the grass fields over there. But I hadn't been back since then. And when I came on the campus and I saw the construction, all the things taking place, the buildings, where money was being, at a time in Louisiana was having some financial problems in secondary and higher education, we're building stuff. We're expanding. Our campus is putting up brand new buildings, and we're growing. So that was a big question for me with Dr. Crane and J.R. Teagues is, what is your vision for the future and what do y'all see happening? And both of them was growth. They see growth. They see expansion. They see funding the programs, not only athletic programs, but the other programs on campus even more. That's exciting for me. So when you look at that, because when you look at a job, you want to make sure that the president and athletic director are on board with your vision, and they are, which is let's fund it, let's get it going, let's make it the best that we can possibly make it, and let's see if we can make it work like that.
What made you want to be a head coach again?
I don't know if I don't want to be a head coach. The opportunity came, this position opened up. I love coaching. I like doing that. I told the staff yesterday, I miss being in there every day just watching film because I got to do other stuff. So I got to watch film a lot of times on my own. I'm by myself. Nobody ever wants to watch film with the head coach. They hate that. I hated it when I was not the head coach. But what you do is that you have to do all this stuff alone, by yourself. I like coaching. That's what I am. So it's not, this is not something, just a position and what it is, that's just what it is. That's the one that I got. But for me to say that I got to hurry up and be a head coach because my clock's ticking, all that, I didn't do any of that stuff. I never went looking for a job. I was fortunate enough to be in the right place and the right time on some spots, and things happen for me. But I always said just do the best job you can at the place you're at. And then if you want to go somewhere, go somewhere. If you don't, stay there and make it a great place. That's what I plan on doing here.
You talked about throwing the ball a little more. You got some guys competing at quarterback. Have you settled on a starter yet?
No, not for it's no. It'd be a game time decision, and it's going to be week to week. And I think that's what in our program, it is all about competition. We're going to take each position each week, and we're going to travel about 65 guys. And if you're not on that travel squad, it's because you might be there one week and not there the next. If you decide to take a week off, you're not going to be with us, whether we're at home or on the road. And the quarterback position is no different than a wide receiver spot, linebacker, offensive line, anything like that. Those guys got to compete and bring it every day. So for me, the preparation from the quarterback position is critical to make sure those guys are getting done what they need to do. Greg does a great job with them, getting them ready for practice, getting them ready for the games this week and the game plan, all the input from that standpoint. But that'll be a game time decision, and then we'll evaluate it again for week 2. So we'll see how week 1 goes.
You, the first-time head coach, how has your relationship been with the 2 coordinators? The role you play more with Coach Stevens and Coach Louis as the defensive and offensive guy?
Yeah, you probably ask them. I'm sure I got a different viewpoint than what they got. I think it's awesome. I think I do a great job with them. I think I stay out of their hair. Now, that might be different coming from their side, so I know how that is. Those are 2 veteran guys. The staff was put together with a purpose, and I knew there was going to be there had to be a lot of changes that took place here for me to do what I wanted to do. So I needed coordinators who could that I didn't have to sit in the meeting room and dictate things and do stuff with, that we could just have discussions and we could always read each other's mind. Greg and I, we're very similar philosophically, so that was an easy choice. That was so good there. Lou and I known each other from the NFL, and that relationship was good. So the opportunity to have both of those guys, 2 veteran guys, being coordinators that have been all over the place and experienced a lot of different things, we got a lot of new ideas that are able to come in, and if we hit a speed bump or a pothole, one of those 2 guys has an answer for it. So I lean on them a bunch. I ask them a lot of questions. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you want. Tell me what I'm not doing, what I'm not giving to you. And they're open enough. When you get to a certain time, as you grow in this profession, you gain experience. Making decisions is the easy part. It's when you put together that staff. That's the part that you got to make sure all the parts are in place, and it starts with the 2 coordinators. And I can be happier with that situation there.
It's game week, Coach. What are you? I know you guys have looked at film in Monroe. What do you see out of that team?
Yeah, talk about a quality team. They feel like this will be the best team. They haven't had a winning season since they won a national championship in 1AA, and I think Stan Humphries was the quarterback. I think it was 87. Y'all have an idea? Yeah. So they haven't had a winning season since then, since they went Division I. They think this is the year they can not only have a winning season, go to a bowl game, but they can win their conference. They've got a lot of offensive weapons back. Caleb Evans at quarterback. I was able to, not only watching him on film, you gain an appreciation for him, but watching him this summer at the Manning camp, his stature, the way he carried himself, you can see he provides leadership for that team. He's got physical tools, but quality guy, man. I mean, just a great guy. They've got some dynamic receivers. Their offensive line's really big. I mean, really big when you look at the numbers, if it's even close to what they're putting out. So what you're going to see is that you're going to see a team on offense that's explosive. They score a lot of points, and they scored against everybody last year. Defensively, they got beat up a bunch last year, but they got a lot of those guys back, and they've experienced another year. So they'll be a lot better defensively. They run around a lot. They've got good speed, overall team speed, especially on the defensive side of the ball. They do a good job with pressure packages and things like that. So we'll see a lot of stuff defensively that, could cause us problems. But we've been working on it. We'll prepare for it, But I think what you'll see is an explosive offensive football team, and you'll see a very athletic side on defense.
For you guys, with as many people as you're having to replace on that defense, is that the biggest concern going in there, that they can put up points or they have the pocket?
Well, they're going to put up points because they're good. They're a good football team. Yeah, they're just good. But our guys, similar to what I was talking about with the receivers a while ago, defensively, we've got we lost our top 10 tacklers from last season, right? So I think our talent level's good. I know our concentration, work ethic's good. I like those things. They just hadn't done it a lot yet. So again, like we did offensively, scripting things for our receivers to go make plays, we did the same thing defensively. We put them in positions to try to make a play. Let's see who can do certain things. So we put those guys in positions to do that, to gain the experience during camp and leading up to this week and game week. Put those guys in those positions so they can replicate as many times as we can before we actually go into a live game situation. And, you feel confident that the arrow is going to be going up, trending up as the season goes on. We just want to start on the right foot week 1, this Thursday night.
Juwan Petit-Ferrer showed his ability to be a dynamic playmaker in the return game last season. You've said that you've seen him being much more involved in the offense. How exactly involved is that, and what have you seen through camp? How much potential is he showing in whatever role you may envision for him?
Yeah, so he did a great job returning kicks last year. So he'll be in that role again. You just feel like with the ball in his hands, he's shown how dynamic he was. He had 2 receptions the entire season last year. So when you have a guy who's dynamic and you want to be able to do things with him, you got to figure out a way to get the ball to him. So whether it's handing off to him, throwing screens to him, throwing the ball down the field. I think where he's really improved a great deal, and Michael Spurlock's done a good job with him at receiver, is his route running and his ability to catch the football. I think that's where the strides. In the spring, you could see some deficiencies. The relationship that Mike and Juwan developed, I think that's what's allowing him to become a much better football player. Now you can put him on the field in all of our packages, running routes, going down the field, catching either versus man or zone, both. I think it's critical for him to be able to do both because he's going to see both. He's able to do those things and understand that step, and he's catching the football a whole lot better. So he's putting himself in position. If he didn't work on those things over the summertime, we might not be in a spot where we say we got to get Juwan the ball. He's putting himself in a position so we can get him the ball and he can do something with it.